Hello students, in the last video we have discussed the introduction and bacterial diseases. So in the bacterial diseases we have discussed the different types of bacterial disease, their mode of infection, then after that we have seen the symptoms. So this is the second video of the chapter Human Health and Disease. Now we are going to start another causative organism, which is virus. So the viruses can also cause different types of diseases. Let's just start all the types of diseases. So first of all, in the viral disease, we have the normal disease. All of us, we had suffered. What is that disease? That is common cold. So what is the causative organism of common cold? See, this is important, and number of time it came in the medical exam also. It's not a scientific name. What is that? This is rhinovirus. Remember, rhinovirus is the causative organism, causative virus of the disease common cold. So in that disease, what happens? See, first of all, the mode of infection, how it will transmit. Suppose there is a student nearby you in the same bench you are sitting. One is suffering from, suppose, common cold. So he will cough or he will sneeze. So whenever he or she will cough or sneeze, at that time what will happen? That droplets with the virus will go to the air. And whenever the same air you will inhale, then also that virus will enter into you. So it will enter inside your respiratory tract. So what will happen after that? So from the time of entering that virus inside your body up to the showing of the first symptom, that time period is known as incubation period. So what is happening in case of this virus? The incubation period is about 3 to 4 days, or within 2 days also it can be possible. So what happened within 2 days or within 3-4 days? What happened in the respiratory region, that is your nasal chamber? What happened? It starts to cause itching, or sometimes we will feel running nose, and after that it will also affect the sound, the type of sound you are producing. You have noticed that whenever we suffer from common cold, what happened? The voice will not actually good, or that voice sometimes will be broken, and that is known as hoarseness of the sound. So what happened in that disease? First of all, that individual who is suffering from that viral infection, that is common cold, he will have sore throat, then after that he will cough, headache, then after that tiredness, hoarseness of the vocal cord or the throat, that will appear, and most common symptom is running nose. So what is happening in that condition? See, first of all, that individual, whenever that virus enters, one thing you have to remember, this is very much important, the difference between the symptom of the disease pneumonia and the common cold. In common cold, what happened? This virus infect only the nasal chamber. That means it will be present only up to the nasal chamber region. It will never go to the respiratory tract or the lungs. But whenever it comes to the bacterial disease, that is pneumonia, it is not affecting this region. That nasal chamber region will be not affected. Which region will be affected? That is your lungs. The lungs will start to fill the fluid, because of what? He will not able to have the gaseous transfer in that bacterial disease pneumonia. But what happened in that disease common cold? Simply just this nasal chamber region will be affected, not at all the lungs or the respiratory tract. This virus will be present only in this mucous membrane of the nasal chamber region. So in the nasal chamber, they will cause irritation. They will start to actually cause excessive mucus secretion, and because of that, he will have running nose. Then obviously he will have itching also in the throat region. So he will have sore throat. So this type of condition will appear. And yes, obviously some type of another condition like tiredness, headache, that type of symptoms will also be experienced by the patient. That what happened? To a little extent, the gaseous exchange will be blocked. That means to that amount of gas, it should actually enter inside your respiratory tract. That much amount of gas will not go. So due to that condition, due to the less oxygen that is going to the respiratory tract, it will start to decrease, and because of that actually the individual will suffer from a little tiredness or headache. So headache will also appear because of this blockage. That's why he will experience headache or sometimes fever also. Fever is not at all a disease, or it's a actually just a symptom where the body temperature will be high. Simply he will have fever. So what is that disease? Common cold. For that disease, do you have any type of vaccines against it? No, there is no vaccination available for the disease common cold. Yes, whenever we go to say a doctor, whenever you feel suppose running nose, or you're suffering from sore throat, you're suffering from common cold, actually the doctors are prescribing those tablets or those doses. They are not for your viral or they are not going to kill the virus. What actually it is given, that paracetamol or any type of decode or those things, this type of drugs actually will just to treat the other symptoms, like it will decrease the headache, it will decrease fever, it will decrease the sore throat, it will decrease the pain. It will be not effective against decreasing that virus. Okay, so this is a very common disease. All of us, we have experienced that is the common cold. After that, let us move to the next disease. This is influenza. Pretty much same with that another viral disease, common cold. But here the virus, that is a different virus. What is that? Myxovirus influenza. So it's a scientific name. Remember, the pathogen is Myxovirus influenza. The same type of mode of transmission also here we will see same type of mode of transmission like the earlier viral disease common cold. What happened here? Also the individual will catch that virus through the droplets in the air, which is going to have that virus, Myxovirus influenza. What happened if an individual nearby you is a patient of influenza and he is coughing? Okay, he is coughing or sneezing. At that time, what happened? That virus with his saliva or that droplets, it will go to the air. And after that, whenever that same air you are inhaling, then also it will enter inside your body, your respiratory tract. So after that, what will happen? Same type of symptom will appear. See, what will happen? He will have fever, pain, cold, sneezing. Same type of symptoms will be seen like in case of common cold. So in this condition, influenza, most of the time it is untreated or it is actually neglected, and because of that this influenza can be transformed into bronchitis, where the bronchioles, the respiratory tract as well as the alveoli will get affected, cough start to get deposited, and because of that the gaseous exchange will not be possible, or the gaseous exchange will start to get decreased. So at that time, that condition influenza, the individual will suffer from bronchitis also, where he will have painful breathing as well as he will have cough, and he will not able to properly breathe because of the deposition of cough in the region of the respiratory tract as well as in the alveoli. So these are the symptoms of the condition influenza, where the disease influenza can transform into bronchitis, or it can also transform to pneumonia. That means after the viral infection, bacteria can also infect. Next type of disease is very much common, the disease which is now eradicated, not from the world, from India, that is polio. So this condition, poliomyelitis, it is caused by another virus. This is the enterovirus. Remember this enterovirus, how actually it enters. One question came from this virus actually. I will tell you what is that. First of all, mode of transmission, how it will transfer. See, there are 3 different types of mode of transmission is there. One individual who is having that virus, suppose he is having that infection, if he take the food from that utensil or from that glass, he is drinking the water, that utensil that will be infected with that virus. And whenever another person who is not infected, a healthy individual, he is taking the water from the same glass or from the same utensil or the same pen or same another any type of article he is suppose touching, then along with that utensil or that article, that will enter inside his body also. So this is one mode. Second mode, the individual, if he is suppose a patient, then after that he will release the fecal matter, then urine also. That fecal matter and urine will have very high percentage of the polio virus. So if the same bathroom is being used by the other members of the family, then it is also possible that other members of the family or the children of the family, they are also suffering from the same disease. The third type of another mode of transmission is the flies. See, suppose one person is taking food, then from that food, suppose there is a fly fall on that food and this is contaminated. So that virus that is present in the food, if the fly carry that virus with that food fall on another food particle, then also that can enter inside a healthy individual's body. Another symptom I can tell that if that fecal matter, suppose the fecal matter is that individual is defecating in an open area, suppose he's not using a washroom or a bathroom properly or latrine he's not using, then also this is very much common that the flies that can fall on that fecal matter, on that excreta, and after that this fly can fall on the drinking water or from the food also, it can enter into the another healthy person. So this is very much common disease actually in the schools, where the children used to sit together, who used to take food together, who actually use the same bathroom or the washroom. So what happened in the first day, suppose one child he is suffering from this polio. Next, after 7 to 14 days, see 7 to 14 days is the incubation time period of that virus, polio virus. So what happened within 14 days, maybe it is possible the whole class will suffer from that disease. So what are the symptoms? So first day, after 14 days of the infection, what will happen? He will have normal fever, he will have normal chill, or he can have a little cold, but gradually what will happen? He will have pain on the neck region, he will not able to bend. First of all, he will have inability to bend the neck region towards the forward direction. So he will not able to bend, and gradually what will happen? He will start to paralyze the lower limb. Normally the legs will get paralyzed. First of all, what happened? See, in this disease, one question came in AIMS that the disease polio affect which region of the body? The options were the legs, the brain, then the central nervous system, or another options were there. Most of the people, they have written the legs, because we have seen that the legs get actually will not able to properly develop its musculature. So actually it is not affecting the legs, it is affecting the central nervous system. So brain and the spinal cord, they get inflammation, they will have inflammation, and after that the spinal cords which is arising from the spinal nerves which is arising from the spinal cord, they will not able to properly go to a different region. So those nerves from the spinal cord, they are going to the region that is the legs or the lower limbs, they will not able to properly work. So without the sensation, without the stimulation of that nerves, the leg, the musculature, the muscle that should actually develop in the region of the leg, they will not able to properly develop. So if it is not developing, then obviously that individual, that child basically will not able to properly develop the muscles in the leg region. So that's why he will lose his proper movement or locomotion, or he will get completely paralyzed. Yes, there is a condition. Normally the individuals who are having this problem, they will have only the paralysis of the lower limb. But yes, in severe cases, in extreme cases, what can happen? That this individual, if he is having problem in the muscles of the throat, muscles of the pharynx and larynx, then this can be completely fatal. That means that individual, he is suppose paralyzing the region of larynx, so he is paralyzing the muscles that controlling breathing. Then at that period of time he will not able to properly breathe. Without breathing he will not able to survive. So this is actually a very dangerous disease. This is highly contaminate from one individual. It will transform from one person to the next person. So this is a disease, polio, and yes, there is a good news for us that vaccination is there. So there are vaccination. All of us, we already know Do Mun Jindagi, that is the slogan of that polio vaccination. It is given to the children, 2 drops which have weakened polio virus, which is completely safe. It actually develop the immunity of the individual. In future, that virus, if it enters really if it enters, then body will already develop those antibody which can kill that virus. So that is the disease polio. The vaccines are available, and it is actually by WHO, it is said or stated that India have eradicated the virus polio, because it is so frequently to the all villages, to the remote areas also it is given. So that's why this disease is now eradicated. It is thought or believed or stated only, not 100% sure. It is then also it is given to the children nowadays also by government as well as the non-government NGOs. So that is about the virus poliomyelitis or simply polio. This is also cause the infantile paralysis, which can be deadly or fatal too. Let us move to the next virus disease. So the next viral disease is smallpox. See, here we have 3 diseases with the same symptoms and the same type of mode of transmission. What are they? First one is smallpox, next one is chickenpox, and another one is measles. The first disease is the smallpox, which is eradicated from the world. The vaccine against this smallpox have actually it was discovered by the scientists. All of us we know he was Edward Jenner, and he actually discovered that actually developed that vaccine. Okay, so first of all we'll see the 3 diseases, same type of diseases, little bit differences are here. So let's just see. First of all, if it is smallpox, then the pathogen is variola virus. Here in these 3 diseases, see the type of virus. See, all of them they are viruses, but here in the smallpox it is double-stranded DNA virus. If it is in case of chickenpox, it is also a double-stranded DNA virus, but if it is measles, then it is a RNA virus. Remember that this is the first difference from all these diseases. Next one, in case of smallpox, what is the mode of transmission? Actually, I am telling the mode of transmission for all the 3 types of diseases. So what happened in that mode, how actually it will transfer from one person to the next person? Suppose there is a person who is having that infection. Now, that individual will sneeze or cough. Actually, with that sneezing or with that coughing, that virus that is present in the saliva, which will go to the air now. Okay, so whenever it will go to the air, then that same air, if it is inhaled by some another person too, then that virus will go to the next person, and he will that virus will infect the other person also. Second thing, the fecal matter or that urine, that will also have this virus. Next one, the clothes he is using, wearing, or the utensils he is using, that also will have that virus. So that's why what will happen, that individual who is actually having that disease, that is suppose chickenpox, which is now also the people suffer, he is actually completely should be taken in isolated. Why? Because it is highly contagious disease. It will transfer from one person to the next person very easily. So that's why he should be taken in a complete rest or completely isolated or separated. Next thing, see what happened in smallpox, in that disease. First of all, The symptom. First of all, he will have fever, chill. First day or the second day, he will have just fever. After incubation, he will have just fever, simple fever. Then after that, the fever will go high. Then he will have cold also. So next, the individual will have headache also. Now in disease, what happened in the face, okay, in the face and the limbs, he will have that small rashes will appear. So that rashes symptoms, the signs of or the characteristics of rashes, we can divide into three parts. So first time the rashes will appear very small, they're reddish in color. Then gradually after 3-4 days, small those rashes will turn into a vesicle. That means those rashes will start to have some amount of fluid. This is a viscous fluid which is transparent. Gradually after 3-4 days, that rashes which is having clear fluid will transform into a pus. That means it will develop a yellow or little bit more viscous type of fluid will appear inside that rashes. Now after that, that means this way after 3-4 days, 3-4 days, 3-4 days, it will turn into 2 or 3 weeks. In the third or around 2 weeks, what will happen? Those rashes will turn black. And whenever it turns black, after some time, it will start to get dry and it will fall off. Okay, so that is a condition that whenever an individual will have the smallpox, then from the rashes which is appearing on the face and the limbs, that will leave scar. Whenever those rashes falls off, they will leave scar, and those scars, they are known as actually the pox scar, P-O-C-K, pox scars, that will be in the individual's body. But what happens in the condition smallpox, in the chickenpox? So what happened in the smallpox? I have told that yes, high fever, chill, headache, rashes, and yes, for that disease, vaccinations are available and it is completely eradicated from the world. Whatever that condition we see actually is chickenpox. So what happened in chickenpox? See, in that mode of transmission, same, that the infected person or infected individual who is suppose sneezing or coughing, that air, if it is inhaled by the healthy individual, they will also catch that disease. Now what happened? See that symptom. See, he will also have the same type of symptom, just the rashes are different. So first of all, what will happen to the rashes? So first of all, in the face, the rashes will not appear, but in the trunk region, in the abdomen region, the rashes will start to appear. Gradually, it will turn to the whole body. It will go to each and every regions of the body. But first of all, it will have reddish, red in color. Gradually, it will start to have fluid inside it. Earlier, it was transparent. Gradually, it will turn pus-like. First of all, he will have those type of conditions, same type of symptoms that will be seen also in smallpox. In chickenpox, what will happen? Those rashes which is now turning black. Now after that, it actually start to fall off. It will leave no scar. Okay, so these are the differences. What are the differences? The rashes in smallpox and chickenpox are completely same. Difference is the appearance, where actually this first of all, those rashes are same. If it is on the face, then it is actually smallpox, and if it is abdomen or somewhere in this region, not the face, then it will be chickenpox. Next thing, another symptom, another difference from smallpox and chickenpox, that in case of smallpox, the scars will remain. After it falls off, then also those pox scars that will still present in the body. But what happened in chickenpox? Those scars will fall, but those scars will not leave any scars. Okay, so that rashes will not leave any scars in case of in case of chickenpox. So that is about the differences, smallpox and chickenpox. Only the chickenpox is still here. We suffer from chickenpox, but yes, in case of smallpox, the individual who are actually earlier suffered, that actually after some time Edward Jenner have discovered the vaccine and it is completely eradicated. In case of this condition, smallpox, what happened? The individual can lose hearing or completely become blind also. Okay, it is deadly also. The chickenpox condition, this is not that deadly. It will not even leave scar. After 3-4 weeks, the individual will be completely healthy. Now the next type of disease we'll see, this is measles. In measles, that disease measles, it is also caused by a pathogen, that is a virus, that is rubeola virus. So that is also called as rubeola. Simply we can call it rubeola, but here the pathogen is a RNA virus, not the double-stranded DNA virus like chickenpox and smallpox. In measles, the virus is a RNA virus. So mode of transmission is same, with suppose the individual sneeze or cough, that air that is contaminated with the virus, if it is inhaled by some person, the another healthy individual, he will also catch the disease measles. Very small rashes will appear. What happened? That rashes will appear first of all in the earlobe, on the back of the earlobe, or very small rashes, they will appear also in the face. But gradually, if it is first of all seen in the behind the earlobe or in the face, and after that it start to transform throughout the body, then it is a condition of measles. See, so what will happen in this condition? First of all, cataracts start to appear on the eye. So that eye will develop small those solids, they start to appear after we have this condition, that is measles. Gradually what will happen, the eye that will turn red. Okay, so it will turn red, and after some time it will become watery also. So in this condition, measles, what happened? The eye generally is infected. It turns black. It turns red, and after that it turns actually watery also. After that, let us move to the next disease, that is mumps. The pathogen, the causative organism is paramyxovirus. Now, what is the mode of infection? See, if an individual have this infection, then near that individual, suppose some another person are there, through food, through water, it can transfer from one person to the next person. It's a viral disease, so that's why whenever that individual will cough or sneeze, that virus will go to the air, and after that, it will start to infect the other individuals nearby that individual who is infected. Now, the next thing, what is actually the symptom? So what happened? This region, the neck region, that will start to swell. So this way it will start to swell, and whenever it swells, actually the individual will not able to properly swallow. He will feel difficulties in swallowing. He will not able to properly take the solid food, or he will not able to properly chew. What is the region which actually affected by this virus? This region is actually one of a salivary gland, the largest salivary gland. What is the largest salivary gland? It is the parotid gland. So the parotid gland will be affected, and after that, that individual will start to have swelling in this region. And whenever swelling occurs, you will have difficulty in swallowing of food or drinking water. That individual who is suffering from this condition, mumps, he should be completely taken rest. He should take rest, because what happens in that time period, in extreme cases, this virus will go to the different parts of the body. And what happened, the scrotal temperature in case of male will rise. After puberty, if that individual suffers, the male suffers from this condition, mumps, in extreme cases, that virus will not affect only the parotid gland. It will go to the different parts of the body, and whenever it go to the different parts of the body, It generally causes sterility to the male because the scrotal temperature will increase. So we know that the process of spermatogenesis requires 2 to 2.5 degree less than the normal body temperature. So what happens if the scrotal temperature rises? Then what will happen? Maybe the individual lost the production of the sperm. So sperm production will not be possible if the scrotal temperature gets very high. So that's why the individual should take proper rest so that that virus will not go to the different parts of the body, and should take the proper medications, as well as he should take the proper healthy environment, so that this virus will not contaminate, or that will not contaminate even the environment, as well as it will not go to the different parts of the body. So that is the condition mumps. So these are the some viral diseases we have discussed. A number of viral diseases are left also. So viral diseases we will divide in two parts. So first part we have discussed, otherwise the video will be lengthy. In the next part we'll study the different other type of viral diseases. So that's all about the different up to 7 types of viral disease. Next day we'll see the other type of viral diseases. Thank you.